Street protesters in Hong Kong are starting to back down. On Monday, public servants returned to work as the demonstrators eased their blockade of government buildings. However, a significant number of the protesters are continuing the sit-in as they negotiate a framework for talks with the authorities. CCTV's Woo Ha-jun has more.
After protesters brought life in parts of the city to a halt for more than a week, some degree of normalcy began to return on Monday. As protester numbers dwindled, government employees were able to return to work unobstructed, though outside the Hong Kong government's headquarters in the central area of Admiralty, some protesters defied a deadline to disperse by dawn. Elsewhere in the city, secondary schools resumed classes in the Wan Chai, Central and Western districts, while primary schools and kindergartens remain closed.
You can see that the students are very happy that they are able to return to school. School has arranged classes to make up for the lost time.
As demonstrations persisted despite repeated pleas from Hong Kong authorities, there has been a buildup of frustration and anger towards the protesters from all walks of life in Hong Kong. Local shop owners pleaded with the protesters to simply leave them alone.
Everyone has the freedom to express themselves, but please don't be so selfish. These protesters say they occupied Mong Kok to pressure the government, but it's as ordinary residents who are feeling the pressure.
Some 300 taxi, van, and truck drivers organized a drive slow event to show their frustration. And the Blue Ribbon movement is gaining steam. Its wearers say they support the city's police and they're calling for order to be restored. The blue ribbons were chosen to contrast with the yellow ribbons worn by protesters.
No, most of the people that I know in Hong Kong do not like what is going on. They want a peaceful Hong Kong with gradual progress as we have been having, stability, harmony. That's what we want.
On Monday, Hong Kong police warned protesters against breaking through police cordons.
Many police officers have been injured during the confrontations in the past few days. Up to date, we have received reports involving 27 officers. The police will not tolerate these acts of violence, and I strongly believe that the public do not want to see such violent scenes.
As the protests dragged on, many left while a few stayed. Finally, scenes of rare calm have returned to the streets of central Hong Kong after more than a week, but many residents fear the peace could be fragile. Woo Ha-jun, CCTV.